Hey guys, JK Tabletop Wargames. So I've got a water tanker battle report for you. So just thought I'd show you the table first that we're going to be playing on. I've got my new scenery that I've got Salute. So we've got a destroyed house in the middle there. And then we've got a road coming down, a few trees, sandbag emplacements, stone walls. So over this side we have a Panzer IV, which has been painted up today, if that will focus. There you go. So he's looking good. And then we have the mighty Panther. And on the American side, we have Sherman, with the leader in the top. And then we have an M10 Wolverine tank destroyer, which hasn't been fully painted yet. Now, each tank's got a card from the tanker deck, which I've just randomly assigned, so I don't know what card they've got. And we're playing the Fat Boy scenario. So your first tank starts in the middle and your next tank goes 12 inches apart. So what I'm going to do is roll off and then I'll come back. So the dice off, the Panzer IV is going first. Then we have the Sherman, tank destroyer, and then the Panther. So what we're going to do is roll our 6 command dice for the Panzer IV and see what we get. Okay then guys, here we go. Going to roll our 6 command dice for the Panzer IV. Okay, that's not a bad roll. So let's get them in order quickly. So we have a drive dice with the 1. So I'm going to move him 2d6. Problem is, I haven't got any 2s to acquire a target, but I could change the 6 into 1 because that's a wild dice. We've got reload dice and shoot. So let's move 2d6 with our 1, because a 1 lets you, each 1 lets you move 2d6. So I'm going to move him 2d6. So 7 inches he can go, which is going to get him up the road, but I want a bit of cover. So let's just, he's going to get up to there. So Panzer IV moves up. Now, if he wanted to acquire the tank destroyer, we have to take into consideration the terrain. So we'd have 1, 2, 3. But because we're unbuttoned, it goes down to 2. But we just don't have that. We could turn that into 1 and we'd only have 1 acquire. So I can't do anything else with the Panzer IV that turn. So it's going to be on to the Sherman's activation. Okay then guys, rolling for the Sherman. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got 2 wild dice. This could work out. Okay, oh, that was a 6 before I change that. 4, 3, 2 and a 2. So what I'm going to do is change one of those 6s into a 1 to move. So we're going to move the Sherman 2d6. Oh, so we can go 10. Okay, so the Sherman's moved up 10, which has got him right between the sandbags and the bocage. Now you can see the Panzer IV through there. So we need 1, 2, 3 acquired dice, but we're unbuttoned, so it goes down to 2. And we've got 2 acquired dice there. So we have acquired our target, so we slide that over on the dashboard. We've got 3 for aim, so we've aimed in on our target, and we now have a 4 to shoot. So what do we need to shoot? We've got 2 obstacles in the way, so it's normally a 6, so it's going to be an 8. So 5, 6, 7. No, we've missed by 1. And then what I'll do is change that 6 into a 5 to reload. So he's going to be loaded for the next turn. So we'll go straight on to the tank destroyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we get for him, guys. Oh, we've got 2 wild dice again. Okay, but okay, so what I'm going to do is turn this one into a 1, like that, and we're going to move the tank destroyer 2d6. So he goes 8. Okay, so the tank destroyer's moved up. So now we're going to try and acquire the Panzer IV. Excuse me. So we need 1, 2, 3, but we're unbuttoned, so it goes down to 2. So we can use our 2 acquire dice there. So we have acquired our target. We can then use the 3 to aim. So we're now aimed, and I'm going to change the 4 to shoot. And then I'm going to add the 3 to make it one easier. So we have 1, 2, 3 obstacles in the way, but it makes it one easier. So we're on a 6. We're still on an 8 to hit. 6, 7, 8. We've hit. Right. So now we are going to get 8 strike dice against the Panzer's 6 armor. So let's do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, and we're looking for 5s and 6s because it's front armour. Okay, we've got 2. So we've got a 6 and a 5, so it's nothing critical, but we do have 2 hits. So the Panzer IV gets its armour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's looking to try and block these. Oh, I'm throwing dice everywhere, guys. Here we go. And he's only made 1 save. So we have a net 1 temporary hit. So the Panzer IV is going to lose a command dice in his damage box. So he can attempt to get it back. So that's not too bad. So the Panzer IV will be down to 5 command dice. Okay, so not bad. So speaking of the Panzer... Oh, no, sorry. It's on to the Panther. Okay. So we're going to roll the 6 dice for the Panther. Let's see if he can cause some damage. Okay, that's not a great roll, to be honest. Now, because the Panther is classed as fast, we can change one of these dice into a drive dice. So actually, this might be okay. So let's change one of those 3s into a 1, and we can move 2d6. Let's see how far we go. 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is going to get him just up to that hedge line, like that, and from there he can see the Sherman. Back up a bit. He can see the Sherman over the way. So we do have, I'm counting this as 1. This middle one is part of this, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of the Sherman. But he's unbuttoned, so it goes down to 4. So we just haven't got the dice to do this. Nope, we've only got 1, 2, and we can't change any others. So that's all he can do. But he is going to button up, so he's harder to acquire, like that. So that's the end of the turn. So now dice off for initiative again. So we diced off, the Panzer IV is going first again. The Sherman second again, and then we have the Panther third and the Tank Destroyer fourth. So let's go straight into the Panzer IV. Now remember, he's only got 5 command dice this time because he lost 1 to temporary damage, which you can see is in his damage box. So here we go. Oh, not bad. So we have 2 wild dice, reload dice, a shoot and an aim. So I think, so to acquire that M10 there, we would need 1, 2, 3, we go to 2. So we're going to do that. We're going to turn those 2 wild dice into acquire dice. So we've acquired our target. We can then use the 3 to aim. We're already loaded, and we can use the 4 to shoot and the 5 to then reload. So we're going to take the shot, excuse me, and then we need 6, 7, 8. We need an 8. Ah, 7. Nope. But it was worth a go. So now we'll go into the Sherman. But before we do that, let's just have a look at the cards we've got. So for the Panzer IV, we have Impressive Bush. So if they want to acquire me, I can play this, and they need an extra 2 acquire dice to try and acquire me, so that's quite a good one. The Panther, let's have a look what he has. Wild card, so he can change any one dice he's rolled into anything he wants. So that's a good one to have. Okay, the M10 has held driving, so he can get a free driving activation whenever he wants, not even in his turn. And the Sherman has Cool Hand, so he can use this card to ignore all damage and restore a full hand of command dice for this activation only. So that's pretty good. Okay, so let's roll the 6 dice for the Sherman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it here, see what we get. Oh, not bad. Right, let's have a look at this. So I am going to use that 1 to cross the obstacle, which you can do. So he will be, well, I can't really do that. We'll have to just push that back a bit. So he's going there. So he's right in the gap now. So he is going to try and acquire the Panzer IV, which is behind some hedgerow there. So that's going to be 1, 2 for the tank, but run button, so we only need 1. So we've acquired our target, but we'd acquired our target last time. So we don't actually need to do that, and we're already aimed because the Panzer is still in our line of sight. So I'm just going to change the 6 into a 4 and shoot, and then use the 5 to reload. But I have 2 3s, so I'm going to play both of those to make it easier to shoot. So we normally need a 6, he's in cover 7, but that's reduced by 2, so we need a 5. Yep, we've hit. So we're going to get 6 strike dice for the Sherman, looking for 5s and 6s. Oh, so we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 hits, but they're non-critical because there's more 5s than 6s. Now the Panzer needs to roll his 6 for his armor. So he needs to try and block these, so on 5s and 6s. He's blocked 1, which still gives him a net 3 hit. That Panzer IV is destroyed, but the crew run away because it's not critical. So that Sherman has just earned himself his first kill ring. Okay. So cracking shot from the Sherman, sees the Panzer IV up in smoke. And that always happens when you have a newly painted model on the table. So, yep, that Sherman there has blown him up. Okay, so now we have 2 American tanks against the 1 Panther. But I think there's still a bit to go in this. So let's move on to 3, which is the Panther. So let's roll his 6 dice. Okay, so just rolled his dice, the Panther. We've got 2 wild dice. We've got an acquire, a shoot, and drive. Now, what we're going to do is use that 1 to cross the obstacle. So we end up there. And then we're going to acquire our target. Now, we are buttoned up, so we're inside the tank. So we do actually need 2 to acquire him. 1 for the wall and 1 for the tank. So I will use that to acquire him. So we're now acquired. And I'll change one of those 6s into a 3. So we're aimed. And then I'm going to shoot with the 4. So let's do that first. So 2d6. So it's normally a normally a 6, sorry, but it changes to a 7 because he's in cover. But he hits, bang on, 7. So the Panther has 9 strike dice. Okay, so rolling the Panther's strike dice, here we go. He's got 3. No, he's got 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Sorry, I'm Camera's in the wrong place. So we got 4 hits, but they're not critical. But the Sherman only has an armor value of 6. So let's make his saves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 1 more dice. There. 6. So we need to try and block these. So here we go. We blocked 2. So luckily that Sherman is not destroyed, but he's taken a net 2 hit of temporary damage. So he loses 2 command dice that go into his damage box. So he's going to be on 4 command dice next turn. So not too bad. But what we're going to do is change that 6. So we're going to be unloaded now. But we're going to change that 6 into a 1 and cross back over the obstacle, because I want to make it harder for that Sherman to acquire me. So the more obstacles in between us, the harder it is. So now on to the last activation, which will be the Tank Destroyer. And also, guys, just before we carry on, the Sherman hasn't got the Panther acquired anymore because the Panther moved. So on to activation for the M10. So I've just rolled this for the M10. But what I'm going to do before I use any of these dice is use the Hell Driving card. So I can go 2d6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of those dice to cross over this obstacle, like so, and then use another one to shoot down the road. So let's roll a d6, and we go 6. There it is. So he's going to go 6 down the road. Okay, so that's got us to there, guys. Now what we're going to do is try and acquire the Panther. So what we need to do is we need 1, 2, 3, but we're unbuttoned. So it's going to be 2, which we have here. So 2 were acquired. Now it was acquired on the Panzer, but that blew up, so we lost all this. So he's acquired. We're then going to use the 3 to aim. So he's now aimed. We're already loaded. He's going to turn that into a 4 to shoot, and then reload with the 5, and then turn that 6 into a 4. So we're going to take 2 shots here. So we need a 7, because, yep, he's got behind cover. So a 7. Yep, we hit. Now the M10 gets 8 strike dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as I'm dropping dice everywhere. Okay, and we're looking for 5s and 6s because of front armour. Oh wow, we got 3 critical hits there, guys. Okay, cool. So then the Panther, luckily for him, has 9 armour. So he needs to try and bounce this now, so let's see if he does. Oh yeah, he saved 2. So he saved 2, but we've got a net 1 hit, which is critical damage. So we have to roll to see whether we've hit the hull or the turret. So let's roll. We've hit the hull. So that's going to be -1 off his movement for what he rolls on his movement. And he loses a dice. I think he loses dice permanently because of that as well. Let me just check that. Yeah, that's correct, guys. So he's down to 5 command dice, and he can't get that back because that counts as proper critical damage. So let's roll for initiative again. So we have the Sherman first, the M10 second, and the Panther third. So before I roll for the Sherman's activation, now he lost 2 dice, but I have Cool Hand, this card, so I can play this. Use this card to ignore all damage and restore a full hand of command dice for this activation only. So I'm going to be able to roll 6 dice for this activation only. So I'm reading that as in my next activation he goes back to having 4 dice. So let's roll 6 for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and see what we get. We've got dice everywhere here. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Well, we're already Well, we're not acquired. Oh, I just changed that. We're not acquired. And we have 1, 2. So I'm going to use that one to move over that obstacle. He's being brave now, this Sherman. So he's moved over the stone wall, which is that. He's then going to use that one to go 2d6. So let's roll that there. 3. So that's going to put him about there. And then he's got another one. We've used that. He's got another one, which he's going to use to go 2d6. 3, 4, 5. Which gets him up to the hedge. So now he only needs 1 acquired dice. He's unbuttoned, so he does need one for the cover, which he's got there. And then so we're now acquired, we're reloaded, and we can shoot, but we will be unloaded. And we have a 3, which is going to make it 1 easier. So we normally need a 6 in the open, but he's in behind cover, 7, but it goes back down to a 6 because of that aim dice. Oh wow, guys, we've rolled double 6, so we get an extra 2 strike dice, so he's going to get 8 instead of 6. Right, so we're rolling the 8 strike dice, needing 5s and 6s because it's front armour. That's awful. Not one hit, but we still have to roll the saves because he could fail all his and that'd be equal. So let's roll 9 dice here. He's fine, he's saved. Okay, so not so good. So we're going to activate the M10 now. Okay, so this is what we've just rolled for the M10. Now, because the M10 is classed as fast, he can change one of these dice into a 1. So we'll change that 4 into a 1. And we'll move 2d6 up the road. 3, 4, 5. So that's going to get us about there. So we're still acquired on our target. I don't know if you can really see that on here, but I can see straight over onto his side armour there. So we were already acquired and aimed. So we're going to use this 4 to shoot and use the 3 to make it 1 easier. But because I'm a tank destroyer, I can change another one into a 3. So it's going to make it easier again. So 2d6 roll, we are looking at a 7, but it goes down to a 5 because of the 2 aim dice we've used. Nope, we've hit. So he's going to get 8 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Needing 5s or 6s. Oh, there we go. So we've got 2. Now, 5s or 6s, because even though we can see his rear armour, because of the arc, he's still going into that front armour. So we've got 2 hits on him, basically. So then he will get his 9 saves. And the Panther loves it. Just rolled that. Bounced him easy. Okay, so it's straight into the Panther's activation. Okay guys, so we're rolling for the Panther now. Remember, he's only got 5 command dice this time, because he's lost 1 to damage. So let's see what we can get. Okay, that's not too bad. We can do what we want to do with that, guys. So, what we're going to do is change. Right, well, we're already acquired on our target, so I feel like I want to take that Sherman out. I know the M10's an easier target because it's got really bad armour, but we're already acquired. So what we're going to do is use the 5 to reload. So we've reloaded. The 4 to shoot. 6 to reload. And I'm going to play my wild card that I can change any 1 dice. And we'll change that into a 4. So we can shoot twice. Cool. Right, let's go for it then. So, oh, and I'm going to use that 3 on the first one to make it 1 easier. So we're going to need a 6. So here we go. 4, 5, 6. God, good job we used that aim dice. So now he's going to get 9 dice against the Sherman's armor 6. Okay, so rolling the Panther's strike dice. That's pretty good, guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That dice wasn't included. That dice is a 1 in there. So we've got 5. So the Sherman needs to make 6 saves now. His armor 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's got to try and bounce 5 of these on 5s and 6s. Okay, we bounced 2. But that still leaves us with a net 3 hit. So the Sherman's destroyed and it's critical. So the crew are killed. So the kill he earned earlier, the kill ring he earned, has gone. That's gone now because the crew are blown up to pieces. So yeah, the Sherman's out of action. So it's now just M10 versus Tank Destroyer. M10 Tank Destroyer versus the Panther. So there's the Sherman burning wreck. That will teach him to drive literally within a few feet of a Panther, which is just sat right here. So I'm absolutely loving this, guys. This is so much fun. It's great. It's quick, it's easy, and you know, it's what you want to do. It's now just a roll-off between the M10 and the Panther. So I'll come back in a sec. Okay, so luckily the M10 got won the initiative, so he's going first. So let's roll his 6 command dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he needs to, he could win the game here. He really needs to make something of this. So here we go. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad, guys. So that's what we've got. Now, what should we do? I'm going to change one of those 3s into a 1 and move 2d6. 5, 6, 7. So that's going to get us just up to about there, which is perfect. So we're now onto the side armor of the Panther. So last time we acquired our target and we were aimed. The Panther hasn't moved because he couldn't, and we're loaded. So we just go straight into shooting. So we're going to shoot, we're then going to reload, and we're going to change that to a 4 and shoot again. So the M10 will be unloaded. But he's going to shoot. So he needs a 7 because he's in cover. So first shot, hit, easy. So 8 strike dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are looking for 5s and 6s. Let's roll them here. Oh, that's a good roll. Not too bad. Actually, it's 4s because we're on his side armor. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And 5s and 6s are critical when it's side armor. So we've got 3 critical hits there, but 4 hits in total. So the Panther's going to get his 9 saves. So let's roll that. Okay, so the Panther is rolling his 9 dice to save now. So he's got to try and bounce those 4 hits. Let's see what happens. Oh, guys, he's bounced 3 of them. Actually, no, he's bounced 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's equalled, so we still have to roll the dice. So let's roll the dice. A 4, he moves back 4 inches. So he loses his acquired, and he loses his aimed, and the M10 loses his aimed, but not his acquired. Okay. Wow, I thought we were that was our chance to take out the Panther, but it didn't happen. So into the Panther's activation. Okay, so not a great roll. Remember, on 5 command dice for the Panther. So the 1, we are going to move 2d6. Wow, we move 11. So what we're going to do with that is just slightly turn ourselves and move our 11 up to there. We then need 2 acquire dice, which we have, so we can acquire our target. I can use the 3 to aim at the target, but I can't shoot. So I'm just going to have to hope that the Panther wins the initiative roll-off. So I'll do that now. Okay, so it's the same as last time, guys. The M10 won the roll-off. So I'm going to roll his command dice here. Okay, this is pretty good. So, I have an idea. So, we're unloaded at the moment, so we definitely have to turn one of these into a 5. So we're now loaded. Oh, and we weren't aimed, were we? Because he moved. So, we got the 3 there. So we're now aimed, we're acquired, and we're going to use the 4 to shoot, and use the other 3 we had to make that +1. So instead of a 7, we need a 6. Oh, he's missed. So I think what he's going to do is turn that 6 into a 1 and move. He's going to move 2d6. 6, 7, 8, 9. So because the M10 has moved his 9, he loses his acquired and aimed, and so does the Panther. So if I just come around here, you can see that the M10's just moved up to here. You can just see that Panther. So let's roll the 5 dice for the Panther and see what he can do. So a bit of a crap roll really, guys. That 1 I'm going to use to turn the Panther 90 on the spot. So he's going to go like that, and then he will be aimed at the M10 on his side armour as well. So the 3 we can use to aim at our target. Now for acquiring, we've got the burning wreck and that, so we need 2 acquire dice. Luckily for the Panther, he has 2, so he has acquired, but we just don't have that 4 to shoot. So again, straight into initiative roll-off. You would not believe it, the Panther just rolled a 5 and the M10 just rolled a 6. So straight into what we had. So let's roll the 6 command dice for the M10. Here we go then, guys, rolling our dice. That's not good. That's really not good. Actually, no, it's okay. Because the 1, we're going to move 2d6, 3, 4, 5, which will, excuse me walking around with the camera, but he can't turn 90, but he can just get round there like that. But he is going to need 1 acquired dice because he's unbuttoned the M10, he can't button up. So he needs 1 for that, 1 for the tank, but it goes down to 1. So we need 1 acquired dice. Which we can use with that 6, but we don't have a 4. So we've acquired and aimed. That's all we can do. We've acquired and aimed. So straight into the Panther. Oh, this is the tussle going on here. I wish I'd just filmed that because that's the roll the Panther just got, and we are acquired and aimed. So we're going to shoot, turn that into a 4. We're going to reload to a 5, if I can find it, and then do the same thing for these. So let's roll 2d6 to hit the M10. We need a straight up 6. Oh my god, I don't believe it, he's missed. Okay, so then he reloads. He's then going to fire again, so a 6. 4, 5, 6, and he's hit at last. Right, so he's then going to use that to reload, so be loaded. So 9 strike dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 strike dice for the Panther, and it's on 4s, 5s and 6s because he's on side armour. And that's not bad. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 hits. So then let's do 6 dice. Actually, sorry, it's 4. It's a M10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he needs 5s and 6s to bounce these. He's bounced 2, look. So he's bounced 2. So we've got a net 1 critical hit. So we need to see if we've hit the hull or turret. We've hit the hull. So he's -1 to his movement. And he's lost a command dice permanently. So he's down to 5. So none of these guys just can't take each other out. So again, back into initiative. So this time it's roles reversed. The Panther's first and the M10 is second. And they're both on 5 command dice. So let's roll for the Panther. What does he get? Oh, that's a good roll. So we know he's acquired. We know he's aimed. And we know he's reloaded. So he is changing that into a 4 to shoot. And he's going to use the 3 to make it 1 easier. So he now needs a 5. Yep, he hits. So he's going to roll his 9 strike dice. So 9 command dice. Here we go. Let's roll it over here, a bit more space. That's awful. Absolutely awful. He's got 1 hit. Oh no, 2, sorry, because it's on his side armour. So he's got 2 hits. And then the M10 has an armour of 4. And he needs to try and bounce these. He's bounced 1. So it won't count as a critical, but he loses a command dice temporary. So he's down to 4 command dice now. Okay. So into the M10's activation then. So only 4 command dice for the M10. Oh man, he is so lucky. Jeez. Right, so he's going to use that 1 to turn on the spot. So he's not. So the Panther's not on his front armour. And then he is going to use that 4 to shoot. And the 5 to reload. We're already acquired and aimed. So we just need a 7 because he is behind that hay bale. 4, 5, 6. He's missed. Don't believe it. Okay, so into the dice off. This is unbelievable. So the M10 is first this time and the Panther is second. So let's roll again. So 4 dice, remember? Because the crew are a bit freaked out. They're facing a massive Panther tank. So here we go. Oh, that's a good roll. That is a really good roll. This could end this now. Right. 2 wild dice. We're already aimed. We're already loaded. No, actually we're unloaded because we fired but we missed. So we use that 5 to reload. And then that 4 to shoot. We use... Yeah, I think we're going to have 2 goes actually. So we'll shoot and then we'll reload and shoot again. So 2d6 needing a 7. We've missed. Reload and shoot again. 5, 6, 7. We got it. So we've hit him this time. So now we get 8 dice for the M10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need 5s and 6s. We're facing front armour. Come on now. Oh, 2. Only 2. So it's not enough to cause any damage. So, saves for the Panther. So he's only saved 1 there, guys. Unbelievable. So he's lost another dice. So he's down to 4 command dice now. So let's go straight into his activation with only 4 command dice. So all of the tank crews in this battle are getting a bit freaked out. Oh, not bad. So we are loaded, acquired and aimed. So we will change that 6 into a 4. And use the 3 to make it 1 easier. So he's going to need a 5 on 2d6. Oh man, I do not believe it. despite being that close to him, he's missed. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so into initiative then, let's do it live. So the Panther rolls, he rolls a 5, and the M10 rolls, he rolls a 2, so it's reversed. So the Panther's going first. So let's roll his 4 command dice. This has got to end soon. Okay, so the problem he's got is he's unloaded because he's shot, and then he'll have to use a 6 to turn it into a 5 to reload. That's all he can do. We could turn one of these into a movement dice, but I don't want to lose my aimed or required. So let's go and activate the M10. So that's what we've just rolled for the M10. Now, we are going to change one of these into a 1 because we count as fast. So we're going to go 2d6 for 8 inches. So let's do that quick. And that is enough to put him on the side armour of that Panther. Now this is his chance now. So he is going to turn one of these into a 3 as well, because he can do that because he's a tank destroyer, and then turn the 6 into a 4 to shoot, and it's going to make it 1 easier. So we now need a 5. Oh yeah, we've hit. So we need 8 dice now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are looking for 4s, 5s and 6s because he's on side armour. Okay, that's a lot better. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, but 3 criticals. So this is important. Okay, so let's do the saves for the Panther. So I've just rolled the saves and that's it. He's got 1 save. So we got a net 3 critical hit on him. The Panther is destroyed and the Americans win that battle. So the M10 has earned himself a kill ring. So that was exhausting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't played What a Tanker, check it out. It's a brilliant fun game. Every game I've had of it has been really different. Obviously this is the first one on camera. So we know next game that this M10 has a kill. So he's got a kill ring. The Sherman did, but the crew were killed, they're gone. So that's it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next Bat Rep.